inevitable. It's not there. So, intrinsic aging is affected by these things or processes. It's caused by a depletion of cells. Over time, the body produces less and less of its cells. And on the skin, on the epidermis, you will see thinning of the epidermis. And on the dermis, you will see a thinning of the collagen layers. So that is what you visibly see as wrinkling. And then there is also an increase in inflammatory substances that is produced by the body over time. And these substances are secondary to the production of oxidants, free oxide radicals, and they promote the destruction or the wear and tear of the skin. So that is skin aging, intrinsic aging. Next, we also have extrinsic aging. And this is the most noticeable type of aging. So, without any external factors, we will all age, and that is intrinsic aging. But there is such a thing as extrinsic aging, and it is mostly secondary to sun exposure. Because the sun produces UV radiation, okay? And this is the radiation that is responsible for aging. And there are three types of UV radiation. It's UVA, UVB, UVC. So let's talk about these UV radiations. So first, let's discuss the radiation that is most powerful among the three, UVC. And it is also the one with the shortest wavelength. It comes from the sun and it reaches the earth and reaches the upper layers of our skin. It is so powerful that it is able to kill bacteria. That's why it's called microbicidal. If you've been into a hospital and you've seen this blue light being used to cleanse or sterilize a specific room in the hospital, that is UVC. UVC is so powerful that it can also alter the DNA of the skin. That's why it can cause skin cancer. And fortunately enough, the good Lord provided the ozone layer which filters UVC. That's why we need to plant more trees and take care of our environment so that UVC will not be able to penetrate the ozone and the earth and affect our skin. Next is UVB, the second most powerful type of UV. It is a bit longer, the wavelength is a bit longer than UVC, but it is able to penetrate not just the epidermis, not just the surface of the epidermis, but also to the epidermis between the junction of the dermis and epidermis. Now, UVB is the cause of burning. When you go under the sun and you get red, that is secondary to UVB. Since UVB is also a form of energy, it has potential to cause changes in our DNA. That's why you can also have cancer from UVB. Now, let's go to the weakest but still powerful enough to cause skin cancer, which is UVA. UVA is a longer wavelength and is able to penetrate down into the dermis, touching the collagen fibers. So the collagen fibers, when they are hit by the UVA, they become thinner, they get denatured. In short, parang natutuyo sila. So we lost support from collagen disappearance, from intrinsic aging, and also by the action of the sun through UVA. So what are the usual manifestations of aged skin? So if we combine intrinsic and extrinsic aging, we will note the following. You have irregular pigmentation, as you will see, melasma, lentigo, age spots as you grow older. And then you have yellow and pebbly skin. You also have dryness. And when there is dryness, the skin becomes itchy. That's why when you ask older people, those who are in their 50s, 60s, they will say, my skin is extra itchy. Okay, easy bruisability. Because there is no support, enough support under the skin, such as the lack of collagen, this promotes easy bruisability. Mas mabilis mapasa. It's easier to traumatize the skin. Next, of course, because of intrinsic and extrinsic aging, you'll have thinner skin. And this also contributes to easy bruisability. Comedones. What are comedones? In the scientific world, it's comedones, but in general, it's called the whiteheads and the blackheads. Why will older people have whiteheads and blackheads? Because of the lack of support of collagen underneath the skin will make the pores dilate, and the skin cells will accumulate in the pores, and then they become oxidized and they turn black. So it's not really dirt coming from the outside world to the skin, but it's actually the skin being accumulated in a dilated pore. Okay? Next, we have fine wrinkles and deep furrows. These are affected by the muscles under the skin. And lastly, skin cancer, as I have explained earlier. So, there are three skin aging myths that I want to discuss today. So first, moisturizers are not needed for anti-aging. So you might have heard some celebrities, experts saying that you don't need any moisturizer if you are into an anti-aging regimen. But as I've explained earlier, the skin becomes dry and thin when you get older, and so you really need a moisturizer to be part of your anti-aging regimen. Aside from your usual sunscreens and night creams, you need moisturizer to even out the wrinkled skin, because dry skin can appear more wrinkled. So you need moisturizers. Next, you have to exercise your face to keep it toned. So you will see some in Facebook and social media, there are some contraptions that you need to buy, saying that you need to buy this to have a better tone on your facial tone. But no, that is actually the opposite. If you exercise your muscles more, you will have more lines. Okay? That's why we dermatologists or beauty doctors recommend botulinum toxin injections so as to relax the muscles so you will not have those deep active lines. Okay, the loss of tone in the face is also secondary to loss of tissue or volume under the skin, because there is less fat and the bone recedes. So no amount of muscle exercise will improve this. So you need fillers or to augment the volume that has been lost under the skin. Last myth would be, you should start your anti-aging regimen when you are 40s. This is very common. Oh, I don't need to start on sunscreens yet or a night cream yet because I'm just 20. But wrong. The anti-aging process starts when you are a baby. As I've said earlier, extrinsic aging is secondary to sun exposure. So if you start sun protection early, you start early with your night creams as early as probably when you are 20s, then you will look 10 years younger from your actual age when you reach that age. Okay? So let us now talk about the component that is included in our product today. So what is astaxanthin? So astaxanthin is a carotenoid. And carotenoids are pigments, and they give the colors of food. An example of carotenoid is vitamin A. You're familiar with that. Carotenoids are also antioxidants like vitamin A. In many different comparative antioxidant studies, it has consistently proven to be one of the strongest antioxidants. So where does astaxanthin come from? The highest concentration of this compound is found in Haematococcus pluvialis, a microalgae, which is the source for the vast majority of the astaxanthin supplements on the market today. So this product is not synthetic, it can be found in nature. So the benefits of astaxanthin, specifically for anti-aging, have been documented in several human studies. Okay, so the first study there. So the first study that I will talk about was made in Japan in 2012. Okay, and it was published in a Acta Biochimica Polynoca. Okay, that's the name of the journal. So they give topical and oral astaxanthin to both men and women and found out that there was a decrease of age spots in the next 8 weeks that the persons or the participants were taking the drug. So as you can see here, the upper picture will be the actual photograph and the bottom pictures will be the ones with the special lighting. As you can see, there is decrease of the pigmentation. So this is from one patient on the start of the treatment, and this is after 8 weeks. And this is another patient at the start of treatment and after 8 weeks. So you will see a decrease of the pigment network. Next, they also studied this particular study also was concerned on wrinkle reduction. So as you can see here, after 8 weeks, there was indeed wrinkle reduction as documented by the photomicrographs. So the mechanism of astaxanthin was believed to be preventing the denaturation or the death of the collagen fibers underneath the skin or in the dermis. Okay, so since these studies were promising, a local study here in the Philippines was commissioned sometime around in the 2016. And the principal investigator was a dermatologist, Dr. Nenita Alberto, and there were 33 subjects enrolled. And these included healthy participants, females from 30 to 50 years old. And these were the exclusion criteria. If they had any illnesses, if they were using any other anti-aging products, either topical or oral, immunocompromised, meaning very sick people, and pregnant and lactating women. So the product was taken for 1 capsule twice a day for the next 12 weeks. And the periods of assessment will be on the first day of taking the medicine, on 2nd week, 4th week, 6th week, 8th week, 10th week, and the 12th week. And the thing that the study measured was the improvement of the crow's feet. So what did this local study find? So there was an 89% decrease of fine lines based on the crow's feet evaluation during the 12-week period. So from 100%, which is what the 1 means, 100%, there was 89% reduction of the fine lines. This study also found that there was an increase in pinkish glow, probably because astaxanthin is also a pigment. So it probably helped in the change or improvement of color. So that's it. So that's for skin aging and astaxanthin. Thank you.